Please listen closely, because what I am about to share may sound unbelievable at first, but do not miss even a single second. Something strange is happening right now, and somehow you have been drawn into it. My dear brother, my dear sister in faith, if you have grown tired of worrying about money, tracking every expense, and wondering how you will make it through, then stay with me. Just 2 days ago, a man named David from Chicago shared something surprising. Within just 24 hours of hearing a message like this, money showed up in his account, unexpected, unplanned. The very next day, Linda said her small online store, which had been quiet for months, suddenly sold out completely. And this morning, Sam got a high-paying client he had been chasing for a long time. But here is the part that will make you stop and think. Their breakthrough started before they had even finished listening. So ask yourself, why are you here right now? This is not luck. This is not random. Something led you here at this exact moment, because a shift, a real shift, is already taking place. And you are standing right in the middle of it. Right now, I want you to do something simple but powerful. Take a breath deep inside and say in your heart, I receive what is meant for me. Because this moment is not passive. Your attention matters, your focus matters, your belief matters. Maybe you feel unsure. Maybe you have hoped before and nothing changed. Maybe you prayed and felt like no one was listening. That is okay. But listen to this clearly. Your situation was never because you were not trying hard enough. You are being prepared. Picture a seed planted deep in the ground. For a long time, nothing shows on the surface. It looks empty. It looks still, but underneath something is growing. Something is building strength. That has been your life. Now close your eyes for a moment. Picture a door standing in front of you. Not an ordinary door. This one has your name written on it. It does not lead to a bank or a place you know. It leads to something far greater. And right now that door is opening. Not slowly, not gently. It is being pushed open with force because something has already been set in motion. At this very moment, things you cannot see are shifting. Paths are being cleared. Chances for new things are being arranged. It feels like a quiet system suddenly coming alive, just for you. What once felt blocked is now opening. This is not just hope. This is alignment. And as you listen, something deeper is taking place. Your mind is starting to change. Your belief is being adjusted. It is like tuning a radio that was once stuck on struggle and slowly moving it toward a new frequency, one of ease, flow, and provision. Stay with me because this part matters. Your focus right now is not just listening, it is agreement, it is acceptance. It is the moment you stop resisting what could already be on its way. Every delay, every miss, every closed door, it was not the end. It was positioning like pieces on a chessboard. Everything has been moving to bring you to this moment. And right now, the shift has started. It may feel small at first, like the sky just before sunrise, still dim, but quietly changing. You do not see the sun yet, but you know it is coming. That is where you are. Something has already begun. Chances will begin to find you. Fresh ideas will arrive. The right people will cross your path. Things that felt far away will begin to move closer, not because of luck, but because something inside you has changed. So do not doubt this moment. Do not push it away. Instead, welcome it in. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the fear. Let go of the old story that says things never work out for you, because that story is ending, and a fresh one has already begun. Your season of struggle was never meant to be permanent. It was the hidden part, the growing phase. And now something is rising, something is opening, something is moving in your direction, and this time it will not miss you. There is a place beyond what your eyes can see, beyond what your hands can touch, where supply already exists before it ever shows up in your physical world. Most people spend their whole lives reacting only to what they can see. They look at their bank account, their situation, their limits, and they let those things shape what they believe is possible. But real faith does not work that way. Real faith begins where what you can see comes to an end. When you switch faith on, you are stepping into a higher level of thinking and believing. You are no longer waiting for proof before you trust. Instead, you trust first, and then the proof follows. This is where many people struggle, because the natural mind always wants evidence. It wants confirmation. It wants to see something before it dares to believe it. But the spiritual rule works in the opposite direction. You must believe it before you ever see it. Think about this for a moment. Every great breakthrough, every big success, every change that has ever taken place in someone's life started as something unseen. It began as a thought, an idea, a belief. Before it became real in the world, it lived inside. Faith is what gives that unseen reality its substance. It is what begins to pull it from the unseen into the visible. When you pray with faith, you are not begging or hoping that something might happen one day. You are lining yourself up with something that already exists in the unseen place. Supply is not something that needs to be made from nothing. It is already prepared. Chances are already set. Doors are already placed, but they stay unseen until faith turns them on. This is why two people can be in the exact same place, yet end up with totally different outcomes. One sees lack, limit, and impossibility. The other sees possible chances and a coming breakthrough. The difference is not in their surroundings. The difference is in their faith. One is reacting to what can be seen. The other is responding to what cannot be seen. Faith is not blind optimism. It is a deep inner knowing. It is the ability to stand in the middle of uncertainty and still say something greater is already working in my favor. Even when there is no sign, no proof, no quick change, faith stays steady. It does not move up and down based on circumstances. It is held firm by certainty. And here is where the shift begins to take place. When your faith becomes strong enough, it begins to shape your thoughts, your words, and your actions. You begin to speak in a new way. Instead of saying, "I do not have enough," you begin to say, "Supply is coming my way." Instead of focusing on what is missing, you focus on what is being prepared. Your way of thinking changes from scarcity to hope of more. This shift has power because your words carry a building force. When they are backed by faith, they begin to shape your world. You are no longer making limitations stronger. You are speaking out possibility. And over time, those spoken truths begin to show up in ways that may feel unexpected. But it does not happen right away. And this is where many people give up. They pray once, maybe twice, And when they do not see quick results, they assume nothing is happening. What they do not understand is that faith is still working even when there is no visible movement. Just because you cannot see it does not mean it is not unfolding. Seeds do not grow in one day. They grow under the surface first. In the same way, when you switch faith on, something begins to move in the unseen area. Connections are being formed. Chances are coming into line. Situations are shifting quietly. And at the right time, it begins to show up in your visible world. So the question is not whether supply exists. It does. The real question is whether you are ready to believe in it before you see it. Are you willing to hold on to faith when everything around you points the other way? Are you willing to trust the unseen process? Because the moment you do, everything begins to change. Your energy changes, your focus changes, your hopes rise, and suddenly you start noticing things you never noticed before. Chances that were always there become visible. Doors that seem closed begin to open. What once felt impossible starts to feel certain. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It connects your present world to a future that is already prepared. And when you walk on that bridge with confidence, without holding back, you begin to feel something extraordinary. You stop chasing what you need, and what you need begins finding you. There is a power in your words that many people underestimate. Every time you speak, you are not just sharing thoughts, you are shaping direction. Your words carry weight, and when they are spoken through prayer, they begin to influence the path of your life in ways you may not right away notice. This is especially true when it comes to your money situation. Most people talk about money from a place of frustration or fear. They say things like, "I never have enough," or "money is always hard to find," or "nothing is going my way." What they do not realize is that these words are not harmless. Over time, they become a pattern, and that pattern begins to shape their experience. When negative words are repeated often enough, they make limits stronger. They create a way of thinking that expects bad luck, and eventually that belief becomes what actually happens. Prayer changes this pattern, but only when it is done with purpose and awareness. Prayer is not meant to be passive or full of doubt. It is not about speaking empty words and hoping something might change. Real prayer is deliberate. It is focused. It is filled with belief. When you pray, you are setting a direction for your life with your words. Treat your words like seeds. Every sentence you speak plants something. If your words are filled with doubt, fear, and limits, then those are the seeds you are planting. But if your words are filled with faith, clarity, and expectation, then you are planting something completely different. Over time, those seeds grow. They begin to influence your thinking, your choices, and even the chances that come into your life. This is why the way you speak in prayer matters so much. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you begin to speak out what is coming. Instead of going over your problems again, you start confirming solutions. You move from saying, "I need money," to saying, "Supply is pouring into my life." That may seem like a small change, but it creates a completely different response inside. When your words line up with belief, something powerful starts. Your mind begins to accept those words as truth. And once your mind accepts something as truth, it begins to look for ways to back it up. You begin to notice chances you might have missed before. You start to think in fresher ways. You become more open to taking action. In this way, your words are not just influencing your thoughts, they are influencing what you do. But there is another level to this. Words spoken in prayer do more than shape your world inside. They also place you in a position to receive. When you keep declaring plenty, good treatment and new chances, you are teaching yourself to expect those things. And expectation is powerful. It changes how you carry yourself. It changes how you respond to situations. It even changes how others see you. People who expect good things tend to see chances more quickly. They move with confidence. They are not held back by constant doubt. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of what they have been speaking and believing over time. However, keeping it steady is the key. One positive prayer cannot undo years of negative thinking. You have to be on purpose with your words every day. You have to protect what you say, especially in moments of pressure. It is easy to speak faith when things are going well. The real test comes when things are not certain. In those moments, your words reveal what you truly believe. If you can keep speaking with clarity and confidence, even when there is no visible change, you begin to build something strong within you. Your faith becomes steady, your way of thinking becomes disciplined, and over time your outside life begins to show that inner shift. It is also important to understand that your words should be specific. Vague prayers often lead to vague results. When you speak, be clear about what you are expecting. Speak as if it is already being arranged. Speak as if the process is already moving. This level of clarity makes your focus sharper and your belief stronger. There is a difference between saying, "I hope things get better," and saying, "New chances are opening for me and I am ready to receive them." The second statement carries direction. It carries intention. It moves you forward. Your money destiny is not only shaped by outside factors, it is also shaped by what you keep saying out loud. Every word you speak in prayer is either building limitation or building possibility.